What's going on, crew? Feeling a little bit spontaneous tonight, so I'm exposing myself live and in effect for you guys, man. So for all the visitors who catch the first 5 minutes of this video, you get to check your boy out, see what I look like. Not the best night, but not the worst. I'm gonna break down today's slate, tomorrow's slate, and we got screwed by a player that's starting in a good matchup for the minimal price. He only put up 4 times value. And then it was all right now. I'm doing a better format, a new format where I'm gonna do my slate breakdowns live because it takes me about 2 hours to upload the videos. And so I can get the content to you guys out quicker. I'm just gonna do it live and just break it down, get it out the way, and then it'll go directly onto YouTube. All right. So enough of me, enough of what I look like. Let's get directly into it. All right. Um, all right. All right. Yeah, I got the Yankee fitted on, ready for that baseball, man. I'm looking forward to you guys coaching and getting me prepared and used to this baseball life. I had to show my face, man. That's my 300 subscriber bonus. Let you guys know what I look like, expose myself a little bit, get to know you guys a little more. So let's before I do anything, the first thing I want to do is some subscriber recognition. Shout out to Scott Nola. I've been having a long day, man. My day has not been the best day, even before going live and doing a breakdown. It's just been one of those days, just a long day. I didn't even make it out to the casino today, but nonetheless, when I came back from getting a haircut, this is what I saw. It said, "Thank you. Today is my first day I've seen your video. I cannot imagine why you will have haters. You're friendly, bubbly, helpful. Even if your picks bomb, I appreciate that someone would take the time to help strangers. I usually listen to Cam ATL. Shout out to Cam. Everybody loves Cam. Cam is a good dude. Much love to Cam. Love that guy. I was listening to Vaughn Harris, but then he started to sound a little arrogant. Plus, I read that he was giving out free, crappy lineups on purpose. Thank you very much." Um, I mean, I'm not too familiar with the Vaughn Harris guy, but I don't play FanDuel. I think he's mostly into FanDuel, but I don't see why someone would give out crappy lineups on purpose. So I hope that's not true. But shout out to Scott Nola. Welcome as a subscriber. Glad to have you here. Make sure you try to make all my shows. Um, you definitely made my day, man. I had to read that one and let everyone know that when I read that, my day kind of took a turn for the better. Then I checked my lineups and I saw Rondo and Butler going off. I got super excited. I just couldn't wait for the late slate for Myers Leonard to hit value, and then he bust, and I didn't do that well. So um, that's that. All right. CJ McCollum and Booker did about the same fantasy wise, which I thought that they would. So 277, not bad. All right. Mamba, congratulations, 295 for the night. I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into tomorrow's slate, get it out the way. It's what is it, seven game slate. Um, Starting with Atlanta versus Brooklyn. Now both of these teams played today, so I'm kind of cautious, man. I think Brooklyn might decide to give some people some rest, especially Jeremy Lin. I think he deserves it. If Jeremy Lin sits, then Spencer Dinwiddie becomes a must play. Now today, I fired up Rondo because it was against Schroeder, and tomorrow I kind of want to do the same thing with Lin, right? It's just that all right, let's check it out. Let's check out Lin. So these two teams played about a week ago. And Lin played 28 minutes and dropped 40 points against this guy. This guy really sucks on offense, man. He's very bad. Um, I really like to stay away from players on a back to back, but because both teams played back to back, I think the game is just going to be sluggish in nature. Shooter gets extra out of control, gives up about 3 to 4 steals to Lin. How many minutes did Lin play today? I know. Let's check out his minutes today. I love Lin in this situation, and I'm so tempted to put Lin in. People are off Lin because I guess he's been disappointing them. But I'm not too afraid to fire up Lin against Schroeder, man. I'm not afraid to do that. Lin played 28 minutes, so that's not too bad. 28 minutes is not horrible. I guess they knew it was a back to back and they try to limit his minutes. I think they throw him out there for 30 plus tomorrow. For 6K against Schroeder, I gotta throw some Lin into the lineup. I just can't resist that. All right. And then Spencer Dinwiddie, even when he comes off the bench, he's producing well for us. I know he had a decent game today. 7 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist. That's what, 12 and 4. 16, 18. So about another 18, 19 points today. On a back-to-back, what I learned today from the Bulls game, right? And I've been kind of following it as well, is that the Atlanta Hawks not only sucks against point guard, but a lot of times your backup point guards do well against them too. We saw Michael Carter Williams come in today in only 11 minutes. He was a point per minute for the most part, and had about 11 fantasy points. And the difference between Michael Carter Williams and Spencer Dinwiddie is Spencer Dinwiddie is getting more minutes than Carter Williams. He's going to get more than 11 minutes. He's going to get around 20 minutes. The other day he played 21 minutes and he put up 24. So I'm not uncomfortable firing up both Lin and Dinwiddie. And then if Lin gets limited for whatever reason, Dinwiddie got my back. Even Isaiah Whitehead, same thing. It's just that Dinwiddie is just more trusted right now, more in charge of the secondary lineup. Whitehead comes in, he attacks the rims. If his shots goes, he does well. If not, he doesn't. So he can be volatile. He can get you 5, he can get you 14, 23, 14. But Dinwiddie, for the most part, is a little more stable. He's averaging about 6 times value in the last 10 games. In the last 3 games, he's been in the 20s. He was in the 20s again today. It's a back-to-back, so I think he'll get more minutes, and it's a superb matchup. So Dinwiddie is one of those sub 4K players off the bench that I would love to get in on my rotation tomorrow. Atlanta not only gives up a lot of points to the starting point guard, but to the backup point guard. Okay, um, let's check out another game they played because I feel very good. So Phoenix don't really have a backup. I think Philly plays tomorrow, right? So let's check out what the Philly guards did against them, just to kind of cement my little theory. So O'Connell stuck with his 30. I don't think Rodriguez played that game. So it'll take some research, but definitely like Dinwiddie tomorrow against Atlanta. I actually like Dinwiddie more than Lin, but I don't mind handcuffing them both together. All right. And then moving on, this guy, Sean Kilpatrick for 4K is in a good spot tomorrow again. They play Atlanta on the 8th. He played 30 minutes. He put up 36 fantasy points. He comes off the bench in 2 games playing 27 minutes against this team. He's averaging 29 fantasy points, right? So I like I like any team that plays the Hawks. I don't mind just stacking a bunch of their players because the Hawks sucks on defense. They give up a lot of points to these guards, especially. I can't say about the bigs, but the guards give up a lot of points, and make it very easy for the guards. So don't be afraid to throw some guards against Atlanta, even on the bench. Like I said, starting point guard and bench point guards. Don't sleep on the bench. So Kilpatrick got 22 minutes today. He put up about, what's this, 6, 10, 11, 12, 13. almost 30, about 30 fantasy points in 22 minutes. And he's in a juicy matchup. So we can just a new strategy that I think work is stack all your value on one team, and then the players that you're playing up for that you're certain about, go and get those players. Right. But when you go shopping around on different teams for value on a probability point of view, it's like when you take a multiple choice test, right? And you finish the test, but there was 6 questions that you didn't answer. Rather than going B, A, C, D, you stick with one letter and you bubble in that same letter for all the questions, right? So if you're gonna get all your value, the plays that's under 4K, I advise getting it from a team that's in a good matchup. And I like the position that the Brooklyn Nets are in today. So that's so far. This is what I like just off the first game. All right. It's gonna be hard to just flood my guard positions with all Brooklyn players, but there's a lot of bigs that I like tomorrow. So it might be possible. All right. And then Levert is too up and down. He can get you 24-15. I'm not interested. Hollis Jefferson, not in this matchup. I know he just played him in 25 minutes. He put up 34. For some reason, I'm not feeling hot. And not only not for this matchup, but not for almost 6K. Wow. Today, he kind of struggled. He played 24 minutes. He didn't really score that well. Um, Orlando's a little tough on the bigs. Aaron Gordon is really stepping his game up. I hope his price doesn't get too high because I'm going to be looking to target him. But that's just a heavy price for a forward tomorrow, especially when we have 7K average to spend on players. I'm not in love with Jefferson. I'll pull him over and consider him, but he's the first person that I'll move once I find someone else. Brook Lopez did us good today. He had a good game against Atlanta. I don't think it's worth it. It's a tougher matchup. They just played. He put up only 34. We don't want that for that price. And then they played earlier in the month, I think on the 8th. I'm not sure. But in 3 games, averaging 30 minutes, he's only averaging 35. Although mid-30s will be okay, I just know that there's other centers that I really, really like on tomorrow's slate. So I'm going to pump the brakes on some Brook Lopez. And let's look on the Atlanta side. Now, Dennis Schroeder is hard to ignore right now, right? He just played Brooklyn and he dropped 42. 42 would be good for his price tomorrow, but it's not a number that I'm in love with. And I really don't like to roster Dennis Schroeder. Today he went off and had a big game. On a back-to-back traveling, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in Schroeder tomorrow on a back-to-back traveling. I like the Nets because they were at home. They don't have to travel. And they're in a good matchup. So I'm okay playing 3 Nets on a back-to-back. After the game, they took a shower. They went home. They had a family meeting with their family. They relaxed. They didn't have to go too far, and then they could just come back to the arena. They don't have to fly and get on the airplane. Shooter had a big game. To expect another one that big, I think he'll get into the 40s and whatnot. But I like the value plays that's on the Nets tomorrow, so I'm gonna hold off on Shooter. And then Tim Hardaway, I kind of called it. I said he was due for a big game. I felt like today was the day, and he did pretty well today. He was in the 30s against the Nets. Because of his inconsistencies, I wouldn't go there. All right. Bazemore didn't have another big game. I'm gonna pump the brakes until his minutes restriction is lifted. I won't be surprised if he's ruled out. If Bazemore is ruled out tomorrow, I might consider some Torian Prince. Just depends on how I feel. Ilyasova, I'm not interested in. I'm just not interested. And then Dwight Howard. For 8K, I'm not interested in Dwight. I'm sorry. He just went off against them, right? 42. That's just a heavy price for Dwight. I could pay $1,000 more and get Jokic in a nice matchup tomorrow. So I'm not really too interested in Dwight Howard for that 8K price. All right. But it's a good matchup for him. He'll get you 5 times value. I'm not guaranteed the 6 times value, and I like to feel a little more secure about my centers, and I'm just not that confident in Dwight Howard tomorrow. But it is a good matchup, so don't let me discourage you. It's just me for my personal lineup. I'm not interested. All right. Tim has said 28 minutes. What's 28 minutes, Tim? Not quite sure what you're talking about. Oh, how many minutes that Lynn played today? Yeah, 28 minutes is not the worst. So I think he got a little more stamina and a good matchup tomorrow. I'm not gonna shy away from Lynn because of that bad game. I actually like the idea of stacking him and his backup against the Atlanta porous defense to the guards. So I'm interested in that. Chicago versus New Orleans. When I first looked at this slate, initially I wanted to just stack Davis and Cousins again, but um just although the Bulls give up good points to the bigs, their style of play just doesn't make me feel like it's a game that those bigs are gonna go off crazy against, right? Let's look at the recent. So they've played Cleveland, Philly, Toronto. Toronto I know play tomorrow, and so do Philly. So let's look at the Philly, the Cleveland bigs. Tristan Thompson against the Bulls, 27, which is pretty good for Tristan Thompson. This is the game that Rashawn Holmes really struggled, I believe. Yeah, he didn't do too well. The thing with DeMarcus Cousins and Anthony Davis is sometimes they tend to cancel each other out. That has not been the case for the last couple of days. DeMarcus Cousins is on an absolute tear, 70 and 60, 50 and 70 in his last four. In 2 games against this team, he's averaging 60 fantasy points. So DeMarcus Cousins makes sense tomorrow, okay? Anthony Davis, now their price flip-flop. He's the same story. He'll get you around 60, I think, and he's averaging 60 against this team. And then Robin Lopez is not going to be able to stop Cousins. How can I put? I am upset that I like Cousins so much tomorrow because, he's at home. I'm gonna fire up some Cousins. I like Cousins tomorrow. I don't want to like Cousins, but I like Cousins tomorrow. It's hard to fight playing Cousins. Even for the more expensive price, I like him more than Anthony Davis. He tends to do more. He'll get you more assists, some blocks. He scores better. He got the 3 ball better. Let's see. So he took 21 shots that last game. Anthony Davis took 19. So any given night, they can give you the same stat line. One might have 5 or 10 more than the other. It's just hard to try to pick one. It's like, the reason I want to get Cousins is because the Bulls just played and they're going to be tired. He'll get a lot of blocks off of Jimmy Buckets driving. Rondo takes a lot of shots. He's not a great shooter. So there's a lot of rebounds. Oh, man, that's a tough one. I'll put Cousins in for now. I'll consider some Cousins and revisit the idea in a couple minutes. See what you guys think about it. I like the idea about the stack. Millsap might be back, but no interest. Yeah, I'm not into Millsap. I'm good on Millsap tomorrow. Coming back from all those games off. How you feel about playing big money for guys that aren't playing for nothing? Well, in New Orleans, they're not really playing for anything, but their coach got threatened to lose his job if the team either doesn't make the playoff or give a good push. All right. And since that threat came out, this team has been playing. I think they won like every game, right? They're on a little win streak, aren't they? 1, 2. No, they lost to Houston. But other than Houston, they started just winning. You know what I mean? Winning. So, but that's a good point because there's other people for that same price that's playing for something that I like. For example, Jokic is actually cheaper in a better matchup, and he's playing for playoff position, and they might be down on Plumlee. So Jokic in just 24 minutes put up 17 points and 14 rebounds. So if he gets 30-something minutes, he's definitely hitting you 60 value, 7 times value for that price. So I'll pump the brakes on those guys in New Orleans, throw some Jokic as my center. All right, that makes sense. But let's go in order. Let's continue with these games. So Rondo, I love tomorrow again, man. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. For 6.9, it's hard for me to ignore Rondo. It's hard. I know that he has his back-to-back. He's traveling from North Country to South Country, but he's in a good matchup. All right, against this team, he played 19 minutes, 18 points. So I think he hit 40 again, man. I don't think he'll go off for 50 on a back-to-back. But with playoff at stake in a good matchup, I like Rondo again tomorrow, man. And the thing about Rondo, he's near triple double every night. So if his shots off, he'll get you assists. He's gonna crash the ball. He's gonna get rebounds. Now, how many rebounds are gonna be available with those two guys down low? I don't know. But I'm very interested in some Rondo. I'm gonna consider some Rondo. Jimmy Buckets is the one that I'll probably pump the brake on, only because he needs about what he did against them the last time, just about 60. Today he didn't even make 6 times value today. He had a very good game. It wasn't 6 times value on a back-to-back traveling. The reason I like Rondo is because he's 6.9K. His price didn't change because it was a back-to-back game for them. All right, Rondo's price is going to be 7.5 plus once the algorithm is applied. All right, so Rondo is at a premium right now. Jimmy Butler is not at a premium on a back-to-back traveling on the road. You know, it's hard. It's hard to ignore Jimmy Butler, but not for 9.7. I'd rather pay 9.4 for Jokic, but I'll pull him over for now. We still got $5,000 per player, right? To have him and Rondo is not a bad idea. I'll put some consideration on Jimmy Butler and continue. It's not a big deal with me. Denzel Valentine, for some reason, was a little chalky today. He didn't do too bad. I don't know why people are really liking Valentine right now. I'm all set. I'm not messing with that. Zips had a big game today as well. Again, these guys are way too risky. Not messing with it. And then Mirotic, believe it or not, Biggs versus New Orleans is what you want, right? We just saw that Cauley Stein had a decent game. Mirotic, he had an off game today. He had just about a little over 30, which is not bad. It was 5 times value, but I don't think he's going to have 2 games in a row like that. But again, same concept. He's traveling on the road on a long flight, back-to-back. 2 games in less than 24 hours. He's no Rondo. I think his legs will be a little tired. He's a shooter. His value comes from shooting. He's going to need his legs for the shot. I'm just trying to convince myself not to play this guy in a back-to-back for 6K. And the matchup is not great. I'm not going to force it. I don't think I need to force that tomorrow with the good value that I'm looking at on this slate, right? So, Rob Lowe, you get one chance to disappoint me like that today. I think he bounced back, to be honest. Still too cheap. Pablo is still too cheap. What he did today, he didn't really do too well. I know that. For 4.6, Rob Lowe has been pretty consistent, man. And him actually having a bad game actually makes me like him tomorrow because I don't think he's gonna have 2 in a row. 13 points today. Atlanta is a tough matchup. Not against Cousins and those guys. Rob Lowe could be a little bit soft. Cousins played defense. And again, traveling and all that, I'm all right. I'm not going to force it. And I don't have the spot anyway. I'm not taking out Rondo or Jokic for Robin Lopez. So I don't have to force that, right? On the New Orleans side of the ball, Drew Holiday, when he was in the mid-6, I'm okay. But they're pressing it now, going up. Even in the mid-6, it was a questionable decision when I played him the other day. For 7K, it's an absolute fade. I'm not interested. Jordan Crawford, these bench guys hit or miss. If I'm either gonna pay up or pay down. I'm not paying 4,400 for a guy off the bench. It's not as secure as I prefer. Solomon Hill, another guy up and down. He'll get you 17, 14, 24, 12. Not interested. Dante Cunningham, man. Dante Cunningham is very sneaky. I think I want some Dante Cunningham tomorrow in my small forward spot. This guy's playing great right now, and he doesn't have to do too much. He's shooting the ball well. He's getting the minutes. Like, you know, his team's not playing for much. Look, 20 minutes, 26. 20 minutes, 23. Utah is excusable. 29 minutes in Denver, 20. For the bare minimum, getting those minutes and producing like that, I'm interested in some Dante Cunningham. I could seek some value out of Dante Cunningham tomorrow. I'll pull him over. And then the bigs, DeMarcus and Anthony Davis, it's already agreed that I'm just going to keep my hands off and seek value elsewhere. All right? See how you guys feel about that. Any love? Oh, love Iguodala tomorrow. You have to love Iguodala, especially in that matchup, fast paced, and he's proven that with Kevin Durant out, he is the next man up. So when we get to that game, I'm gonna look at it. Boogie 40, 34 before, pass 4, and love the guy. But how do we know if it's AD or Boogie? I agree, Tim, and that's why I'm just gonna leave both of them tomorrow. Valanciunas, you gotta have some Valanciunas. Man, human paradox. I'm on Valanciunas. You know that. You know. Oh, see, Mamba knows. You already know he loves Val. I don't really like Val like that. I like Val in good matchups though. So I don't know. I'm going after some Valanciunas. Yes, sir. Definitely going after some Valanciunas. But let's continue. Let's continue to break down. Where we at? It's just that I'm gonna have to sacrifice some Dinwiddie for Ronda. I did not want to do that, man. I did not want to do that. I'll sacrifice some Lynn. I don't want to do that. No, no Lynn. For the cheaper price, oh man, I really wanted Lynn, Kilpatrick, and Dinwiddie in my lineup, man. I really wanted that, but I don't mind getting rid of Kilpatrick. I'm okay getting rid of Kilpatrick. I need some Dinwiddie, so let's throw up Dinwiddie to the shooting guard spot. He's not eligible? Yes, he was. Oh, are you serious? Yeah, man, they're killing me right now. Let's see. Let's get some Rondo. And let's just see what we can do, right? But love this lineup so far. I love Dante Cunningham tomorrow. In love with Dante Cunningham, all right? Moving on. Denver versus Miami. Now initially I liked Whiteside and I still like Whiteside. Not because of the matchup alone, but Whiteside is only 7.6K. This game is gonna be a track meet. Denver likes to push and push. Not only that, but Jokic takes a lot of shots. He make a lot of them, but he misses a lot of them as well. Okay, 11 for 16, 7 for 14, 4. So he's taking 14 to 18 shots a game. So if he misses, that's 5 rebounds automatically. Whiteside is a rebound machine. He's getting 16, 15 rebounds against this team. In 32 minutes, he dropped almost a 60 bomb. I see that again coming from Whiteside tomorrow. It's very hard for me not to have Whiteside. I know I like Valanciunas tomorrow, but I'm willing to take both Whiteside and Jokic, right? For more reasons than one. Both of those centers are playing for playoff spots, all right? They're both in the best matchup possible. You play those centers against each other. It's like the matchup, it's like the perfect, I don't know, it's the perfect matchup for both sides. A high-speed game. I love Whiteside tomorrow. I love Jokic tomorrow. And I think that might be a pretty locked in situation for my center situation. Very hard for me not to play Whiteside tomorrow. All right. I'm being honest, guys. Very hard for me to ignore that Whiteside value. Now Valanciunas is cheaper and he's liable. Let's go in order. I might change my mind as I break it down, but it's hard for me to fade Whiteside for 7 point. Whiteside is an 8K play, okay? Now his hand hurts. His hand is hurting, so he's not taking as many shots as he'll probably want. If you notice before his hand injury, he's taking 21, 15, 18 shots. Now he's just pulling down boards and he's taking 9 to 11 shots. So with the stitches in his hand, it was even affecting his rebound numbers for a little bit. So it's just that the matchup, man. The matchup is hard to ignore. I know his hand hurts. Love Whiteside tomorrow. Love Whiteside. And the rest of the Heats, Dragic is in a good situation. It's just that his price, man. He's been struggling. He had a little 46 outburst. 41 I wouldn't be happy about. He's been in the 30s. There's been some good matchups. Boston, he couldn't take care of. Toronto, he couldn't get. Phoenix, he couldn't take care of. Portland, you know what I mean? These are matchups that you expect Whiteside to go out and do well. Now, against this same team, 34 minutes, he only gave us 32 points. So Whiteside is not too reliable. Not Whiteside. Dragic is not too reliable. And for those prices tomorrow, we either gonna pay up for some good plays or get some nice values like a Dante Cunningham. All right. So Gotta fade the Dragic tomorrow. Gotta fade the Dragon. And then this guy needs about 30. Same story. This inconsistency. But though I like Tyler Johnson off the bench much better than Dragic tomorrow because I think they'll both get you mid to upper 30s, but he's at a cheaper price. If he was shooting guard eligible, I'll put him in my lineup without hesitation. Love Tyler Johnson tomorrow. Similar to the McCollum situation today. McCollum went off. I called it. I knew he wouldn't. He did. So love Tyler Johnson tomorrow. I think he's in a good spot. And I don't mess around with Josh Richardson and Magruder. Shout out to Gabriel Santana. That's his guys. He loves those guys, but I'm good. I'm good off that. James Johnson, I'm good off the bench guy for 6K. And then Whiteside, I'm in love with Whiteside tomorrow. On the Denver side, I'm not really interested in much more than Jokic, to be honest. Someone will go off, but we don't know who it is, right? If Barton misses, then I like Gary Harris. That amount of minutes, you just have to assume the guy can hit value for 5K. But that has to be a decision I make once Barton is ruled out. Now, if Barton and Nelson are both ruled out, I'm definitely going to get some Harris, even in this bad matchup. It's just that with a team that limited and then Plumlee and Arthur and all that, when a team is a high-paced team and they're that short on personnel, you just got to take the obvious value in that situation. So if Barton is out, I'm about 60-40 going to get him. If Barton and Nelson is out, it's about 85-15 that I'll go and get Gary Harris tomorrow. But it's too soon to tell. For now, I'm going to continue. Gallinari, we know he's as consistent as it gets. His floor is around mid-20s. Again, Miami's a tough matchup for anyone, man. I'm not really interested. Wilson Chandler. Now, if Fareed starts again, 5K. Wow. I'll still if Fareed starts again, I'll take him for the 5K because we know that he gets his points very quickly, right? Now, James Johnson, I believe, can keep Fareed in check coming down the stretch. But I think if he starts with Magruder on him, he'll rack up just enough to hit value by halftime. And then second quarter will be just bonus. So if Fareed starts again tomorrow, I love him some Fareed. I'll go ahead and pay him some attention, even in a matchup that seems to be a difficult one, all right? And that's it for that game. Let's see what my crew is thinking, man. Let's see. I love Valanciunas tomorrow. Attack Philly Biggs. You already know he loves Val. Lewis unvowed Jock. It's not true. I really don't like Val like that. He's a little bit up and down, man. He's disappointed me a lot. Valanciunas has let me down a lot, but it's just hard to fade a talented center, and he doesn't really get minutes like that. So I won't say I love him, but I like the matchup, man. I love the matchup. Jokic is such an amazing passer to be a big. I love Jokic tomorrow. I could save on Valanciunas though, so I don't know. Out of all second-year guys, I think he's the best. Draymond, I'm good. DeMario, shout out to you. I saw you in the Sharks Nest, the Roto spot, showing me love, man. So I was waiting to see you come by. I haven't seen you in a while. I've been waiting so I could thank you for that and just show the love back. I appreciate all the love that you were showing that day. Those guys, they blocked me. It's whatever. I'm doing all right. The Joker pass is better than a lot of point guards. The Joker right now, the only play on Denver. The Heat defends PF well. Yeah, I know the Heat defends the PF well, but they start Babbitt, and there's no way Babbitt is keeping this Fareed guy. Fareed is like a kid that ate too much candy. He just goes off, man. Fareed is it, but I don't think I'll get to Fareed anyway. I think Jokic is the only play on that Denver team that I think is lock worthy, And I might not play Jokic. I might take Valanciunas. Let's see how it goes. Indiana versus Cleveland. Al Jefferson is out. Glenn Robinson is out. Corver is out. There's so many games tomorrow. So many players that will go off. It's like hard to pick the right ones. Tomorrow's going to be a very high-scoring game, guys. So let's start with Indiana. Teague is in a good spot. For that price, I like Teague too. I love Teague for that price tomorrow. Even on the road, um, that's a steal for Teague. We know Kyrie plays no defense. Cleveland's been going through something. They're fighting for a playoff spot, so they're hungry. He already averages 44 points in 3 games. So 3 games. He already showed that he's successful. There's no reason not to play Teague tomorrow, guys. He's been out of the 40s for 4 games now. He's gonna get back there in this superb matchup, okay? Um, he's a little more expensive than Lynn. I was gonna take out Lynn for Teague, but I like Teague, man. I like Teague. Rondo upside is more than Teague's, but Teague's upside is more than Lynn's. I can say that, right? How much did Lynn drop on them? Just 40. Teague can go off on any given night, but for the cheaper price in that good matchup, I'll keep Lynn and just move on. But Teague, if you're gonna make a second, if I made 2 lineups, I'll have Teague in the other one. I love Teague tomorrow in this good matchup. Monte Ellis, love Monte Ellis tomorrow. If he starts, then I would definitely give him a look. He needs about mid-20s to make us happy in the 30 minutes. 3 games, he's averaging that much. I'll even pull him over for some consideration now. Joe Young, this guy don't sleep. He has the talent. He's just not getting the minutes. I was following him at some point. I think either earlier this year or last year. There was a time when he was getting minutes and he did very well. So this guy is a talented guy. It's just that, and then they just added Lance Stevenson. So I wouldn't mess around with any Joe Young for sure. Now, if you're risky and you want to gamble, fire up some Lance Stevenson, guys. Let's see. Throw him in. We know that when guys get these 10-day contracts, and he got more than a 10-day contract. He got a 3-year deal. Now, I got to take a couple minutes and talk about Lance Stevenson because, he's from my hometown and whatnot. 3 years ago, this team offered him $40 million. His head was huge, swollen. He thought he was worth more than that. Fast forward 4 years, he accepts the veteran minimum for $4 million, $12 million over 3 years. Oh, man, that's a tough break, man. That's a tough break, Lance. Paul George, very juicy tomorrow. Very juicy. He's averaging 6 times value in the last 10 days, right? In 3 games, he's averaging 41. In the way that he's desperate right now, the only thing that I don't like about Paul George is that he's on the road. And his splits show that he likes doing better at home. At home in Minnesota, he dropped a 60 bomb, but going to Memphis, he kind of didn't do too well. He went to Toronto. He was 1 assist, 1 rebound away from a 50 bomb. And 50 is what we pretty much need. Paul George, I hate fading that guy, man, because he tends to go off, and tomorrow's a good spot for him to go off, but I'm good. I'm going to keep my hands off. If it would take for me to make about 4 lineups to get to Paul George tomorrow, or 3. If I was to make 3 lineups, I'll put Paul George in my 3rd lineup. But I like him just a little more than a little bit. All right. And then Miles Turner versus Cleveland, I'm not really interested in that. Miles Turner has been pretty consistent outside of this 18-point game, 33, 34, 45, 37, 32, 32. So he lives in the 30. He needs mid to upper 30s to really make me happy, but Cleveland is pretty good against the bigs. Cleveland is a pretty good team against the bigs, so I'll stay away. Then on the Cleveland side, this is nothing but the best matchup for Mr. Kyrie Irving. Will he go off tomorrow? Most likely, because I'm not picking him, right? When I pick him, he does 30 and 13 the 2 days that I jump on the Kyrie. The day I get off Kyrie, he goes 42. So tomorrow he's going to go 50 because I'm not picking him, but I'm all right with that. I'm at peace knowing that I'm not picking Kyrie Irving. Let's move forward. J.R. Smith is getting back into the groove of things. For 4K, I actually like him in this matchup against Indiana. Indiana is a team that's generous against guards. And J.R. Smith has got his confidence back. He's feeling it right now. In the last 2 games, he hit 6 times value. And he didn't really have to do much. He took a lot of shots. All his shots made were threes, right? He went 5 for 9, 4 with threes, 4 for 9, all 4 with threes. So for a guy to rely on his 3 ball, I'm just not really interested. I'm good. I'm good off that. But I like J.R. Smith A little more than a little bit tomorrow. I like J.R. Smith. Um, LeBron James. We know that Paul George is kryptonite most times for LeBron James. For 10K, I think he can get you back into does, you know. I'm gonna stay off LeBron for 10K tomorrow. And as I'm in the middle of breaking this slate down, a part of me is saying not to pay over 9K for anyone. In other words, get rid of Jokic and Butler and jump on some Paul George and Valanciunas. Something just clicked inside of me and told me that might be a better play for tomorrow. But let's see, right? Let's get through the slate and see how it looks. And then Kevin Love just had a decent game against Philly. This is a matchup where we see bigs do well against Indiana. Um, I guess his minutes restriction is lifted because he's playing 30 minutes a game. Oh man, Indiana's a bad rebounding team. I think 7K for Paul George is a premium, man. I'm all right with that though. For Kevin Love, 7.4K. I like it a lot more than a little bit. I can't say I like it a lot. Um, it's a good spot for me. He already showed in 2 games playing 34 minutes that he can do well, but I'm just gonna stay shy of that situation tomorrow. And then Tristan Thompson actually is the player that I like the most here. Any center against Indiana is just something you target. In 3 games, he's averaging 6 times value for his price for the most part. It's just that he doesn't have the upside, you know. And if I'm paying more than 4.5 for a player, I already said that he has to be either the first, second, or third option for his team. Tristan Thompson is not just like when he went up against Philly. That was an ideal matchup for him. But what? He's like the fourth option on his team. So even though he's in a good matchup, I'm just not confident that the ball is going to make it to his hand that much that he's going to have a good game. So I'll chill with some Tristan Thompson. All right. Let's see what you guys talking about. Yeah, Joker right now the only play on Denver. Fade that Cleveland Indiana game. Can't do that, man. Well, yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing for the most part. I'm starting to like Paul George from that game though. If it's one thing I feel good about is Paul George having a good game. Teague has more upside than Lynn, but he's more expensive, human. I like Teague more than Lynn, to be honest, especially in that matchup. But he's more expensive than Lynn. So it's something that I'll look at the end of the breakdown and see if it fits. But Love not bad against Young's D. Yeah, I like Young a little more than a little bit, but how for 7K, if he get his mid-40s, we're not excited about that, right? We're kind of just like satisfied. We got a little 6-time value. He's not gonna push us over. You know what I mean? Respect for doing this live. Yeah, from now on, if I do a late night slate breakdown, it's gonna be live because I hate the process of trying to upload to YouTube. At least if I do it live, it goes directly onto YouTube, and I don't have to go through those extra steps and leave my laptop plugged in and on overnight just so a video can upload. That's really frustrating. So if I do a late night slate breakdown, I'm definitely gonna do it live. That's the new way. All right. Right in Kojo stack, I think it will work this time. Nah, not on a slate like tonight. There's too much good value and good pay up options for me to mess around with that right Kojo slack thing tomorrow. But let me get to the game and I'll see how I feel about it. King Wolf says Teague, Harris, George, Cunningham, Valanciunas. Like Teague, who's Harris? Tobias Harris? I'm good. I'm not doing Tobias. Love Paul George, love Cunningham, love Valanciunas, love Rondo. Yeah, that's a pretty good lineup, King Wolf. I like it. I don't hate that. Let's continue. Philly versus Toronto. Most people are healthy. Valanciunas for 5'9". I'm gonna have to get rid of Jokic, guys. I have to get rid of Jokic because Jokic is 10K. Although I like targeting centers against Whiteside, and in 24 minutes he dropped 42. Oh man, so he can probably get me 60, right? If he gets me 60, that's about a little over 6 times value, right? So if we know that two guys in a good spot, we have to see now at this point, mathematically, the new strategy doesn't become just getting me 60. If a guy is 10K and he get me 60, and a guy is 6K and he gets me 45, I'm happier for 45 for the 6K player than 60 for the 10K player, right? So let's see Joe Valanciunas' activity. For one, he's home, okay? For two, he had back-to-back 40-point games, okay? For three, this is even a better matchup than those games that he had back-to-back for. So why would I not play Valanciunas tomorrow, okay? He's already averaging a 6 times value in 3 games against this team. We see what this team does against centers. Valanciunas has been employed. I love Valanciunas tomorrow. Love Valanciunas tomorrow. Love Valanciunas tomorrow. Gotta get some Valanciunas in there. All right. And then to continue, Corey Joseph for 5K. Again, he had back-to-back games in the 40s. Charlotte and Orlando were tough matchups. What did he have to do? He got a couple steals. So this is fake, right? He got 2 steals and 2 blocks. So that's 8 points we could subtract from this because he's not going to do that on a regular basis. All right, so that's what, mid-30s, just about what we want. And in this game right here, he flopped. 13 assists? He only did that once in the last 10 games. So it's fair to say that I can't do it, man. In 26 minutes, he's averaging 21 points. I can't do Kojo tomorrow. Not after you just dropped 18 points in a superb matchup. I can't do it. Can't do it. He's on punishment. Now, if he come out tomorrow and drop 38, and the next time he's in a good matchup, I'll think about it. But he has to prove himself to me all over again. I'm not interested in that. Delon Wright now, on the other hand, against Philly, I'll take that. I'll take that in a heartbeat because at the end of the day, this guy, outside of one game, and people are entitled to have a bad game, but he's consistent in the 20s like crazy. And if he doesn't get 20s, he's in the high teens. He's the bare minimum price. It's not much that he can do to disappoint me. He's getting minutes. He's getting in 18 minutes, he hit value. Okay. 21 minutes hit value. This game, you gotta love Wright. I love Wright in this situation. And I'm gonna take out Ellis and put Wright in and save some money. I'm okay with that. I'm at peace with that decision. All right. And then now that I save money coming off of Jokic, man, I just love playing guards against Atlanta, man. I love it. Teague and Lynn are both like, you know, like Shooter. If it wasn't a back-to-back and traveling, I like Shooter because he chucks a lot of shot. He doesn't like passing the ball. He'll keep the ball. He just dropped 4. Yeah. It's tough. It's tough. Lynn versus Teague for tomorrow. While I break down this game, I'm gonna have you guys vote in the chat box. So by the time I get back to the box, whoever you guys like more, I'll put for that point guard spot. But I like them both equally, to be honest. I think Teague has a little more upside, but he's a little more expensive as well. So I don't know. Continuing with Toronto, it's hard to not play DeMar DeRozan tomorrow, man. It's almost like negligence for me not to play DeMar DeRozan, all right? This guy is hot right now, but Indiana's a good matchup for him, and so is Philly. At 8.8, how much do we need? That's pretty much 50 plus. I'm all right. I'm all right keeping my hands off of him for 8.8. I know he just dropped 60, but he scored 40 points to do that. It's hard to score 40 points. Against Orlando, he scored 36 points and was still only able to get 42.5. So I don't know about another 60 bomb for for DeMar DeRozan. I'm okay not paying up 8.8 for him. All right. Even Jimmy Butler. I might have to come off Jimmy Butler and just put 2 nice plays in those spots. But Um, when it comes to the two, I like Jimmy Butler more than DeRozan. Um, I don't know. They're both good. Butler's $1,000 more, so I can't say I like him more. I'll take the cheaper guy when I think they can both go off for nice nights. PJ Tucker is back to the bench. Damari Carroll. Shout out to me, man. I took a lot of heat playing Damari Carroll that last game. People were like, "Are you kidding me?" They looked at the 10 and the 12 and they said, "No way, you can't play Damari Carroll. What are you talking about? We like your videos, but sometimes you go overboard with it. Damari Carroll sucks." And I said, "Guys, the last game I watched with Indiana playing Toronto, Paul George was chasing around Damari Carroll. DeMar DeRozan, and Damari Carroll was open for about 4 threes, right? And then this is the game I was talking about right here. He hit 4 for 5. And then what he does, he come back and hit 4 more threes. So it's just certain things. I'm not a Toronto fan, but that's like Tim Hess telling me to play a Philly guy because he just knows the Philly system, and then I ignore him, and then the guy goes off, and then I feel like crap at the end of the night, right? You just got to play certain players in certain situations. But enough of me boasting about that call. Tonight, I do not like Damari Carroll that much. I think he'll get minutes, but I'm not really interested in Damari Carroll on most nights. Serge Ibaka, as much as Valanciunas is in a good spot, so is Serge Ibaka. There's going to be a lot of rebounds to go around tomorrow. I think he'll have like a similar game as this line against Indiana, mid to upper 30s. It's just that with Serge, his ceiling is kind of limited. And for those kind of price, I like a guy with a nice ceiling but a safe floor. His floor seems pretty safe in this matchup, but it doesn't really have that much of a ceiling that makes me excited about playing him. So I'm going to keep my hands off of Serge. And then on a Philly, it's pick it, man. It's like pick them. You just got to pick the right one. McConnell, I'm not really interested in for 6K. He needs mid 30s. It's a good matchup for him, but he's just not that type of point guard for 6K that I'll pay for. TLC price shot up to 5K. So that means we need 30 from him. Now he goes off when he's 4K and 3,400. I get it, but for 5K, I can't do TLC. Stauskas is still pretty cheap, and he's probably my favorite option from Philly. He'll get you mid 40s for that price. You can't hate that. So I like Stauskas more than TLC tomorrow, especially with Rodriguez being out. And then Gerald Henderson is a guy that I always like. Whenever Henderson plays, I like to play him. I think he's pretty good. I liked him when he was in Portland. Last season, he made me quite a bit of money in Portland. He had some good games. If you've been playing fantasy sports for a couple of years, you know that Gerald Henderson was going good last season in Portland when he was over there. Justin Anderson, again, for almost 5K, he's too volatile. He can get you 32 or he can get you 17. Way too up and down for my liking. Dario Saric, Covington, we think, is out for the rest of the season. So Saric stock is on its way up. Toronto is just not a good matchup for him. Toronto is very good against the bigs. And then with Sean Holmes, you just got to get him on that right night. And I don't think Toronto is the right night for him. Maybe he might. Sean Long continues to this guy will have like 2 good games and then everybody will chalk him up and then he'll just give you 8, 13 points. Then he'll have good games. So he likes to play games, and I'm not into playing games tomorrow. I'll stay away from Sean Long. See what my crew talking about. Yeah, I think they'll play Val more now when the playoffs getting closer so he can get some run because they're going to need him in the playoff. I don't know why Dwayne Casey doesn't like to play him neither, but Blair, what about MLB tomorrow? I suck at MLB, but if you guys want me to do a live show, so it could be like a little community meeting and we all could come in and bounce information, I'll come and be the best student ever. I have no problem doing a live show for MLB and just being a student to the game, man. And if I can learn from you guys, I'll really appreciate it. That could be your way of paying back to me. Yo, you got it. Main man putting out good stuff. Thanks, Eric. Appreciate the love. Seth Curry is out. Seth Curry is out. That's good news. That makes me like a couple Dallas guys. Yup. shoulder injury. Where did you see that he's fantasy lab? Post that link. All right. So let's go check out some Seth Curry. We could check it out. We can check it out right now. Seth Curry is out is good news. That makes me love some Berea. Mark Gasol is out. George Hill is out. Danny Green. So after this, I'll probably do an early sleep breakdown because it's like, what, 4 games? I think it's worth it. I could do that for you guys as well. All right, let's get back into this slate. I don't want to take too much time. Washington versus Golden State. Oh, man. This is going to be a tough game to pick from, man. This is a game that there's going to be so much stuff going on. I'll just stay away from it because it's going to be hard to pick. Other than Iguodala, it's going to be hard for me to pick anyone from this game, right? But let's start with Washington. John Wall for 10K. I'm not really interested in that, man. John Wall just put up 29 points. I get it. Utah is a tough matchup, but he had 3 games in the 60s. And you know what's funny? I was thinking about playing Wall because I said, Utah sometimes give up a lot of points to point guard. But then from a mathematical point of view, I said he's had 3 games straight 60s, man. I don't think, other than like Russell Westbrook, not even James Harden, other than Russell Westbrook, I don't know a guy that can do that. Just go up 3 days straight, 60, 60, 60, and come and can do it on the 4th day. So he was due for a bad game, and he had it. But, and when the stage is big like that, he likes to show out. In the last game they played, he put up 53. 53 wouldn't impress me tomorrow, man. I need 60 from him. And I think he can do it. He's rested. For one, he's on the road. If he was home against Golden State, I would consider him. But on the road, I'm all right. Not for that price. I'm good. But I like him a little less than a lot. All right. I don't like him a lot, but I like him a lot more than a little bit. So take that for whatever it's worth. Bradley Beal just depends on his jump shot. If he makes it tomorrow, then we have a good day. I'm not risking it. Oubre. Me and Oubre have a bad relationship, but he's been doing well as of late. And in a matchup like this, where it's back and forth and quick and a lot of fast breaks and pushing the ball, Oubre is gonna get a lot of a lot of rebounds off the bench. He'll probably get some steals because the coach has been putting a lot of pressure on him to improve his defense. So I see Oubre hitting value for that 3,400 tomorrow, guys. Believe it or not, I like Oubre tomorrow. Am I gonna play Oubre? No. But I like, as a matter of fact, why not, right? He's been hitting 6 times value all through. Look, 18, that's okay. And that's Utah, right? 21, 24, 26. He's getting minutes in the mid to upper 20s. There's no reason not to like Oubre tomorrow, man. I like Oubre tomorrow, guys. I do. Do I like him more than Delon Wright? No. Delon Wright gets more minutes and he handles the ball when those guys are on the bench. Oubre, he needs to crash the board, get some putbacks or some steals. A lot of luck involved with Oubre's success. But Delon Wright is a ball handler, so I wouldn't take out Delon Wright for Oubre. But I like Oubre tomorrow. So coming from me, you should take that and run with it. Markieff Morris needs about 30. He's been going through something. 16, 19, 17. Not really interested. Jason Smith been getting a little more run. Don't be intimidated by this last bad game. Be intimidated by the fact that it's Draymond Green. And how about Shaqtin' a Fool? What's his name? JaVale McGee. That guy is stepping his game up, man. If they can just mature JaVale McGee enough for the playoffs and he could bring that type of intensity, Golden State looking all right, man. JaVale McGee is turning up, guys. And then Gortat's been going through something. And his minutes have been going to Mahinmi and Jason Smith, so I wouldn't play any of those guys. I'm not really interested. On the Golden State side, though, Steph Curry is hot right now. Problem is we need mid-50s from him. He can get you mid-40s or mid-50s. His floor is pretty safe, though. So if you want a guy, and these are the matchups that Steph Curry bring it for, especially at home. John Wall is getting all this hype about the best point guard in the league. Steph likes to show off in these situations, right? And he has a safe floor. He has a safe floor. So don't be shy for Steph Curry. It's just I'm not really trying to go that high for my picks. That's why I'm pretty sure I'm going to get rid of Jimmy Butler and make it a nice balanced lineup tomorrow. But I like Steph Curry. I actually like Steph Curry more than Jimmy Butler. So if I had to choose between Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry, I would go Steph Curry for. And my reasoning is if this game, if both teams, like if it was the first game after the All-Star break when they're both rested and ready to go, I would take Jimmy Butler. But they both are able to get you similar points. They're both the same price, but one guy is at home and one guy's coming off some rest. The other guy is traveling on a back-to-back on the road. So um, that's my breakdown of why I like Steph Curry over Jimmy Butler tomorrow. But I think they'll get you similar numbers. They're both a big part of the team's offense. And I like both of them. Andre Iguodala, man, this guy is averaging 6 times value in the last 10 days, okay? And he is getting 30 minutes a game. He's good for a point per minute, trust me. And 30 minutes against this team, he's averaging 17.8. Now, coming off the bench, I don't know if I love Iguodala with that price increase. On second thought, I can't say I love it because um, Washington, let me see who he's been destroying. Houston is up pace and going. San Antonio is weak, and then Houston again. Memphis. Wow. And what is he doing? So this game is fake, guys. He got 3 blocks and 2 steals, right? So that's 10 points artificially made. I don't know him for doing that on a regular basis, and I don't know him for doing that against Washington. You know what I mean? Harden is a different type of player, and Harden and Westbrook, you're entitled to steals and blocks when you play against those kind of players. But Washington doesn't play that type of style that's going to give him 3 blocks and 2 steals. So I don't know. I don't know about him getting that. And then here he got what, 2 steals? Minus those 2 steals, you'd have had what, low 20s for him? So use caution with Iguodala tomorrow, guys. On second thought, just looking at the game logs, and I know he's coming off the bench. I'm not paying 5K for Iguodala tomorrow. I can't do it. If he was starting, yes. But coming off the bench and his score is artificially inflated because he had 2 steals and 3 blocks. That's 10 points. I mean, he really had 28, and that's less than 6 times value. I think upper 20s is where he'll stay at, man. Don't get your judgment a little bit distorted. But the thing that is impressive, though, he's getting assists and rebounds on a consistent basis. So, 4, 4, 4, 4, 6, 3. But I think upper 20s, maybe some low 30s, but I'm not pressed to get Andre Iguodala in my lineup. And that's just on second thought. I'm all set. Draymond Green, I like, but he's been really disappointing me, man. 2 good matchups. Even the first game against Houston, he should have had more than that. So he dropped what, 52 against them before, and I like bigs against the Wizards, but I'm not that confident in Draymond Green. I'm really, really trying to stay away from this game tomorrow because I feel like it's gonna be the wrong guys. Like, for example, if I pick Draymond Green, Klay Thompson is gonna go off. If I pick Klay Thompson, Steph Curry is gonna go off. It's just the Warriors is a very hard team to predict and get right, man. It's like the Pistons sometimes on a different level. So just to be safe, I'm okay with just not messing around with any of those players. But if you want to know who I do like, I like Draymond Green, I like Klay Thompson, and I love Steph Curry in that game. All right. And that's pretty much it. Let's see what you guys are talking about. What's your thought on Brandon Wright? Not interested in Brandon Wright, especially when I just got burnt by Myers Leonard. It's hard for me to go fishing for those kind of plays on a night like that. Did I break down a Memphis game? Oh, that's not even on this slate. So Houston versus Phoenix. Ryan Anderson continues to be out. I'm going to start with Houston. Point guard James Harden for 12-5. Use caution. His wrist is bothering him. It is a sweet matchup for him, but his wrist is bothering him and his price is not adjusted to that. Yeah, his price actually went up. I'm all right paying 12.5 for James Harden tomorrow. He's admitting it. And to be honest, I think they just play him so he can say he played the 82 games. He takes a lot of pride in that, but they're not gonna run him that much. So Pat Beverly is who I really like a lot in this game tomorrow. He already dropped 40 points against this team. In 3 games, he's averaging 40 points. He's only playing 28 minutes per game. And then Phoenix is on a back-to-back. But most importantly is Pat Beverly is a defensive monster. He's a defensive guru, right? And he's going up against a team that the average age is like 22 years old. Those guys make a lot of mistakes. If you looked at today's game, they gave up a lot of turnovers. Ulyss, he's still learning the game. Booker's still learning the game. So the ball handlers for Phoenix are so bad that I love Pat Beverly tomorrow, man. Love Pat Beverly. Plus, James Harden is going to be a little bit limited. Pat Beverly, I think, is due. He hasn't been at 30 for 4 games. So he's averaging 40 points against this team. I like Pat Beverly tomorrow. I like him so much that I'm just going to go ahead and consider him. I don't know if I'm going to get to him, but yeah, there's no spot. But Pat Beverly is someone to keep an eye on, guys. I feel very good about Pat Bev tomorrow. It's my favorite play on the Houston side of the ball. And then Lou Will off the bench, 6K. I'm not interested in that. I don't pay up for bench players. I just don't like to do it. Eric Gordon, I like him a little more than a little bit. Love Pat Bev. Oh, Pat Bev is 2-guard eligible. That's cool. I like Pat Bev a lot tomorrow, man. Ariza, not for 6K. Not for 6K. You see, he just gave us 23. And I think he can get low 30s, but I don't think he's gonna hit value for 6K. And this is a guy that lives in the 20s quite a bit. With Anderson out, I think he'll get upper 20s, low 30s, but I don't like Ariza for 6K. Who I do love a lot though is both Clint Capella and Nene Hilario. If Nene gets a healthy amount of minutes, he's gonna be okay. But Clint Capella is in a good spot tomorrow. This Phoenix team with the bigs, I think Capella is just 5.6K. There's better options. You got some Valanciunas for that same price range and a better matchup. But love Pat Beverly in that matchup tomorrow. Okay, on the Phoenix side of the ball, you got to leave Ulyss alone, man. Pat Beverly is not having it. He's not having it. He's not going to let that rookie take advantage of him on a back-to-back like that. Devin Booker, he needs upper 40s. He's getting that most nights, and this is a good matchup for him. In 29 minutes and 3 games, he's averaging 32 points. But on a back-to-back, I'm all right. I'm good with Booker, but this is a good matchup for him. But I'm all right. I'm still good. I'm not into Booker. Warren. Well, Warren is going to do good tomorrow, too. I like the entire Phoenix team. If they weren't on a back-to-back, I'll probably target them more aggressively. But Ryan Anderson out causes not really. So I don't. TJ Warren, I think, is safe for tomorrow. I think he'll get you low 40s, 6 times value for that price. I like him much more than a little bit. I don't love him too much. Marquise Chris, too volatile. He's too up and down. And then Alex Len, like I always say, is just a little bit too cheap for my liking. Any given night, I can target some Alex Len. If I take a look at today's game, I think he had a pretty good game today as well. Alex Len, I think he doubled. He had like 40 fantasy points, if I'm not mistaken. So Alex Len has some upside, and he's cheap. The only thing is sometimes, oh no, he didn't. 12, 22, for about upper 20s. So yeah, he'll hit 6 times value more times than not. His upside is a little bit limited, but he starts. He's a starting center on the team. But a lot of times they bring in Allen Williams, and most times Allen Williams will get more minutes than Len. And then they'll really give the rest of it to Marquise Chris and TJ Warren. So between Dudley, Len, and Allen Williams, those guys split it up. And on any given night, any one of them can have a good night. Dudley, 4, 7, 6, 12 tonight. But Dudley's been playing well. On a back-to-back, they'll probably get Dudley some more minutes. And I have a feeling that they're going to have some injury news about this game that surfaces tomorrow. I don't think everyone is going to play. So when that stuff starts coming out, then we can make a better decision. But that's where we are right now. You guys never gave me your vote, man. Jeremy Lin versus Jeff Teague. I need some suggestion. Jeremy Lin versus Jeff Teague. He said, "Yeah, great call on Pat. He's taking pride in being all defensive first team." Yeah, and that's a good matchup for him, man. He's going up against all those young guys. It's a good target. Let me see something. So today, Damian Lillard. All right, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna break it down a little more. I'm gonna look at teams that Phoenix have been playing, right? So Atlanta plays tomorrow. Brooklyn plays Miami. Atlanta, Brooklyn, Miami. Atlanta, Brooklyn, and Miami. All right. So let's see what Dragic did in Phoenix. Oh, he sucked. He sucked. But that's not the point I came to prove. He got 2 steals, right? He got 2 steals. 2 steals, but he sucked. He had a bad game. Schroeder plays no defense, right? And he got a steal and dropped 48 on them. What did Jeremy Lin do? Did he play that game? I think he did. What's that? No steals. He struggled. So Pat Beverly's is a good spot tomorrow, man. I like Pat Beverly. I need a vote. Jeremy Lin versus I don't know why I keep forgetting this guy's name. Jeremy Lin versus Jeff Teague, guys. Who do you guys like better? Jeremy Lin versus Jeff Teague. Miles Leonard's got me too. Miles Leonard got everybody. It's crazy. You think he can get you 6x? Yeah, I like Pat Bev. I sub, bro. It would be nice if you could sub back. I'll check you out, legend. I mean, I sub to people that I have interest in. So if you're selling something or you have videos and something that I'm a fan of, I will definitely sub. But if I go on your page and you're selling makeup or something of that nature, I'm not gonna sub. I'll be honest, but I'll check you out. All right. DeMario likes Lin over Teague. I'm gonna do a micro analysis on these guys, man. Lin versus Teague. So it says that Lin has the better matchup. Lin is cheaper. And Lin in 2 games, 26 minutes, putting up 36 points. Teague in 3 games, 35 minutes, is putting up 44 points against this team. That's hard to ignore, man. Who's home? Brooklyn is home. Teague's on the road. What's Teague's splits? Let's see. Pretty equal. I think I like Teague, man. I think I like Teague more than Lin tomorrow against Cleveland. Because both of these games are on back-to-back. Those guys are gonna be a little bit worn out. Let's do Teague. I'm sorry, Damari. My better judgment says Teague. My better judgment says Teague. All right. Let's finalize the lineup. So I don't love Jimmy Butler for 9-7 tomorrow, man. I must admit. Just playing back-to-back and traveling, I'm all right. I'm all right with Jimmy Butler. Cunningham is shooting forward, so let's move up Cunningham to the small forward because small forwards are always hard to find. And then we need a power forward for our lineup. I like Cousins tomorrow for some reason, man. I think Cousins is hot right now. Cousins is averaging 65 points over his last 2 games. He got 270 bombs And 2 out of the last 4, and the other 2 is 61 and 53. At home, did not have to travel, has been at home for like a week plus. Love Cousins, man. That's some awesome stuff right there, man. Love Cousins. Love Cousins. So if I did Cousins and I still got 6K, I can get Cousins and still have 6K in a lineup that I like. Cousins is safer than Jimmy Butler, in my opinion. And Chicago has no one that can stop Cousins down there. I like Cousins, man. I know AD might be the guy, but I like Cousins, man. I like Cousins a lot tomorrow. Let me see if I can get some. When it comes to power forwards, it's either Anthony Davis, Paul George, or Cousins. And then after that, it gets into a lot of iffy plays. So I'm gonna have to pay up regardless. What I'm thinking is if I just get some George, right? It'll save me some money that I could pay up for this last spot for forward. But there's nobody ready to pay up for. I'm still gonna end up, and so I think Cousins is the best bet. I'm gonna get me some Cousins as a power forward. All right. Get some Cousins. And then for my forward spot, 5,900. Urson, no. I'm all set with this Urson guy. And they're saying that Millsap might play tomorrow. What did you guys? Let me see what's going on with Millsap. I don't think I want Urson tomorrow, though. Or Millsap. It's likely to be a game time. Oh, yeah. Let's not mess around with that stuff, right? Hollis Jefferson, his floor is so safe, right? That you can just put him in and then just pay up on someone that you already have, right? What did he do today? Oh, he had a tough game because of Aaron Gordon beasting. And then if Millsap plays, then Hollis Jefferson really becomes a liability tomorrow. So I don't know if I can get to Hollis Jefferson tomorrow. He only took 2 shots today, though. That's impressive. Yeah, I don't know about Hollis Jefferson. Gallinari, again, safe floor, but tough matchup, no upside. Let's see. Some Iguodala. I'm afraid of Iguodala tomorrow. I think his recent success is a little bit fake, and I'm not really too interested. And then I don't want to reach too low. So what I'm gonna do is let's see in the other direction. I think Serge Ibaka is gonna have a big game tomorrow, man. I feel it, but I'm not so too risky. So Paul George, and then I'll have to take out Cousins and see. It's tough. It's tough. All right, I'm gonna stick with Cousins. Love Whiteside. I don't love Paul George. I'm gonna need both. I'm gonna need Paul George and Cousins tomorrow, but I rather Jimmy Butler. So I'm gonna get Butler and Cousins. That's hard. I don't need Butler. I'd rather just save and get some Paul George. Paul George is in a good spot. That's a good spot for him to go off tomorrow. I'm pretty confident Paul George could hit us with a 50 bomb. And when let's take Paul George, Whiteside, Rondo. Dante Cunningham is great value. I love Cunningham tomorrow against Chicago. Love that. Down Wright's good value. So it's looking like Rondo is just hot, man, against New Orleans. Let's use the DVP tool a little bit and see what they're talking about. DVP, Roto, Fire. I might just stay away from both those Chicago guys. I know I like Rondo quite a bit, and I think he's underpriced. But the back to back traveling, man, it really getting to me. Um, New Orleans in the middle of the pack. Yeah, I'm gonna get off some Rondo tomorrow. And get off some Rondo. All right. And then for 4,400, I gotta be somebody I really like though, man. Bogdanovich, nah. Bazemore, Monte Ellis. There we go. There we go. I don't hate that. That's pretty good, right? A little Cleveland stack. Indiana stack, I mean. Got a little Indiana stack. I don't hate this at all. I think this is a good start. And then with the injury news and the values coming out tomorrow, we can upgrade and tweak some things around. So this is it. Jeff Teague, Delon Wright, Dante Cunningham, DeMarcus Cousins, Valanciunas, Monte Ellis, Paul George, and Hassan Whiteside. Play it with confidence, guys. I like it. All right. I'm gonna end this video, and then I'm gonna come back. If you're going with Teague instead of Lynn, would you keep Dinwiddie? Yes. I like Dinwiddie. I actually like Dinwiddie more than I like Lynn, especially on a back to back like that. Oh, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Would it make sense to just get Dinwiddie back in that over Delon Wright? Yeah. Oh, look at that. $100 too much. And then Dinwiddie is Monte Ellis is too good, but it's $100 too much. It's $100 too much. And Delon Wright and Dinwiddie pretty much the same. They both come off the bench and carry a heavy load. That's a good point though. Dinwiddie against a good Atlanta defense. You see with Lynn, I like the idea of having them cuffed together. So if the game, like for example, gets out of hand or something happens, one of them will always be on the court at the same time. But if I'm going to get rid of Lynn, then I can get rid of Dinwiddie and just stay away from that whole situation. That's cool with me. Let's see what else you guys think about that lineup that I made. Oh my God, I know this guy was gonna come and attack me. Hey Sean, Leonard did horrible, and I should have listened to you. You are the man, all right? T got something to play for, I agree. So that's the end of this breakdown, all right? That's my lineup. I'm gonna give it one more look. Jeff Teague, Delon Wright, Dante Cunningham, DeMarcus Cousins, Jonas Valanciunas, Monte Ellis, Paul George, and Hassan Whiteside. Play it with confidence. I'm gonna end this video, and I'm gonna come on and do a short video for the early slate. I just don't want to combine the two. So I'm gonna do that one. I'm gonna do that one very quick because I'm getting real tired. But I just want to knock it out real quick. All right, so stand by, guys. I'm coming right back. Before you head out of here, hit the like button if you like what I'm doing. If you don't like what I'm doing, hit the dislike button. I'm not really begging for likes. I'm not a big fiend for likes. I just like feedback, whether it's positive or negative. I just want some feedback. So let me know what you think of my video. Hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down on the way out, guys. All right.